Okay, I'm here today with Courtney, and Courtney has been in our coaching program for a few months now, has seen some really good progress, and today she's going to share her journey with us. So, Courtney, why don't we just start out with tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe about who you are, where you're from, what you do, and where you were before joining the program.
Okay. So my name is Courtney. I'm 29 years old and I actually live in Virginia. So a little different than I think most of the clients who are up in Wisconsin. Um, but I'm a firefighter and I've been in the station about a year and a half and put on quite a bit of weight after getting out of the academy and really just didn't feel like I could get it off by myself. So I looked into coaches and had a few failed attempts prior to connecting with Luke and his fitness academy. But kind of ultimately decided to put my health before anything and connected with Luke, and we've just kind of been going from there. And it's been a good experience so far. I started back in February, so it's been about 7 months, I think.
Yeah, like 6 or 7 months or so.
Yeah. But the results I've seen are more than I've seen attempting any other route that I've done so far. So,
Awesome. We're so
yeah.
happy to hear that. So you mentioned obviously, you've been working in the fire station for a while now, and you had put on some weight. So what were kind of some of your biggest struggles or challenges that you were having on your own?
I think nutrition and portion control were a big part of it. I have access to a gym at work, so we were working out on shift, but I think the nutrition was kind of overriding anything that I did physically. So that just kind of added to the weight gain and not the weight loss or toning of muscles that I wanted to see.
Gotcha. Because I know for you, like you had kind of been, you obviously had kind of been in pretty good shape at one point, and then you kind of gained it back. So then,
Hmm.
we started, like you said, I think we started a few months ago. And what was it for you that ultimately led you to deciding to join our coaching program, the Total Life Fitness Academy? And were there any hesitations kind of on your end before joining?
I mean, I think really the only hesitation I had was the money aspect of it. Being a single mom, I obviously have to kind of think about where I allocate my money to and what I spend it on. But I liked just kind of like the total life aspect where it looked at the workouts and you helped come up with a plan for that based on the goals that you had or I had. And then nutrition wise, it's a lot of picking your own foods and having them meet certain numbers, which can be a challenge even for me still. But I'm able to eat what I want instead of having a meal plan like this is what you have to eat for each meal and that's it. Like you don't have any choices or flexibility. So that was a huge driving factor for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad to hear that as well. So, take us through like, a lot of people, we're obviously an online coaching program, so we do not, live near each other, but we've been working together. So, what's
Mhm.
some of the best value that you feel like you've gotten from our program so far?
Honestly, like the weekly check-ins have been great because you get feedback every week. Some people probably have more questions than I do, but even just the conversation we have each week about the progress and things that I can change and work on and should focus on. Like you kind of build that rapport and like get to know each other that way instead of just doing it through an email once or twice a month. Um, but I feel like you really just kind of get to know the people that you work with and make it super personable. I haven't made it to all the weekly calls, but even being on those, whether it be just like the back and forth talking with people about our own issues or when you're presenting a topic, I think those have been really beneficial as well, especially like the travel one that you did was a huge help, being able to go on vacation and just kind of deciding before you go, like what your goals are as far as your health while you're gone. So I never really thought about it that way, but things like that just really help. And you don't necessarily get that from a lot of the online coaches. At least I haven't in the past from what I've seen.
Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that, and obviously be glad to hear that as well. And talk about, you mentioned obviously, as a single mother and someone who obviously, works full time, obviously have a busy lifestyle. What are
Mhm.
some of the things that you feel like, are different about or we've been about our program we've been able to help you with specifically in your situation?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest helps was when I wasn't able to get into the gym, just having the options of at-home workouts to do, even using them when you're out of town. It was nice to be able to talk to you guys and explain like the things that are hard for me. Like I can't always make it to a gym, but having that backup option, and being able to kind of bounce ideas off of you guys has been a lot of help.
Yeah, I'm so happy to hear that. And obviously now that you've been in it for a while, you've also seen some pretty good results too. And so let's share, like, what are kind of the specific results that you've gotten from the program?
Yeah, so before we got on this, we were saying that I've lost about 20 pounds in such a short amount of time, which is crazy to me. Like you look at it week to week, you don't feel necessarily like you've lost that much, but when you look at it overall, that's when you see the big differences. Um, Damn, I gotta look it up. I think you said it was what, 4 inches in the waist?
Yeah, I want to say you've lost, yeah, 4 or 5 inches in both
Yeah,
the hips and the waist.
yeah. So big results that again you don't necessarily see on a day-to-day basis, but when you look at the transformation pictures, you can see a huge difference
Oops, thank you. Cut
from
out a little bit there.
February to now.
Yep. Yeah. So obviously, you're really glad to hear that. Yeah, you've seen really good results, and obviously, we're going to keep rolling and working
Mhm.
on getting better too. But for anyone who now has obviously watched, who maybe can relate to your situation, like, what would you say to anyone who's maybe on the fence about joining our program inside the Total Life Fitness Academy?
Um, I mean, I'd say I definitely recommend it. It's one of the best programs I've ever worked with. Just kind of like you said, it's total life health, not just one thing or the other. And you get the support you need. And I really enjoyed working with you and with Mark and like hearing what other people in the fitness academy have to say and offer. Like it's not just getting the coaches, but you get a community along with it. And that's been a huge support, whether it be recipe wise or workout wise. Like everyone's kind of got their own suggestions to go with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, we've like I said, we've enjoyed having you in the program so far. Looking forward to continuing to accomplish great things. And thanks so much for sharing your journey today.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.